the Emergency Operations Center. Now, these kinds of installations started a lot in government installations where they needed to address, emergency situations like hurricanes or tornadoes or what have you. And it's nice to have a space, a secure space that you can do deep collaboration in. It probably has a different set of configurations for the screens and the audio. And these have slowly but surely migrated into the corporate space. So let's take a quick look about EOCs and then we'll chat about them.
You don't typically have an emergency. You typically have a space that's reserved for that response, and you want to be able to get the most out of that space.
This facility that we're in right now, it's an EOC, but it also serves as a presentation room, a Teams room, the media room.
Say you're in an emergency operations mode. The operator can walk in the next day, change the entire mode to training room, whether you're trying to show a PowerPoint, and then flip to board meeting where you want to show financials, and then flip back to an emergency operations mode when the next storm hits. I can change all of that from the touch panel. It's the same microphones being used. It's the same Q-SYS microphones being used. It's the same ActiveView video wall in the background. It's the same system throughout. The flexibility of the Q-SYS platform allows us to build tools that leverage ActiveView's API.
With ActiveView and Q-SYS, the video signals, the audio output, the microphone locations, it doesn't matter, right? I can replicate that same experience no matter what space I'm in based on the routing and the control features that both ActiveView and Q-SYS bring to the table.
That sort of flexibility we found in the Q-SYS platform that we did not find in other platforms.
There really is no limit to what can happen in a space that is designed with Q-SYS. Intense, right?
I love that guy.
That is intense. Okay, so Patrick, tell us a bit more about the EOC and how does that work exactly in a corporate space versus like a government space?
Yeah, absolutely. So think about the emergencies that happen at a corporate level. Think about, there might be a some kind of network security breach that you need to kind of powwow about, or if there's some kind of PR disaster that just happened, it's just nice to be able to have, again, a secure space that you can toggle back and forth between regular mode and emergency mode, and then use it, and then turn it off when you don't need it.
Right, so presumably you're not having PR emergencies and crises all the time, one would hope.
I don't want to work at that place, if that's true. No.
So how would that work with Q-SYS? Changing the mode of the room, that kind of thing?
He spoke to it. He spoke a little bit about the flexibility of Q-SYS, and that's super important for these kind of new high-impact spaces that we're seeing. The ability to do a reconfiguration of that space based on the current need. And they showed it there. You can turn between EOC mode and regular mode with a flip of a button. And that's really important when you're thinking about the total ROI of an installation. If a corporation had to hollow out a space just for emergencies, that space would sit dormant presumably 90+% of the time. But the ability to then change it into a training room or an all-hands space, it becomes pretty valuable. And Q-SYS kind of sits at the center of that flexibility, the ability to toggle between one and the other.
Yeah, and that is a very Q-SYS thing to do, to have one system that changes mode. And of course, Q-SYS does have a history in those kind of high uptime, really secure spaces. So I guess that works pretty well.